The Tuesday that feels like Monday. We'll have a heat advisory from today until Christmas.
This is the Woody and Jim Show podcast, a daily recap of everything you missed.
There was less people in Nashville for this year's fireworks than there was last year. Last year was a record 350,000 people, close to 400 sometimes at different estimates. But they were down by at least 50,000. They're saying it was about 300,000 this year. And they weren't sure. There was a lot of, I was reading, read it, and also saw in the news people's guesses as to why it wasn't as busy this year. And some said it was because last year, Nashville was one of the places that was open for business.
Right.
And people could come here, and there was
Makes sense.
less options for
now
them to go
there's cities
other
and
places.
communities around that were doing their own fireworks celebrations. So,
Right.
Plus,
And then,
it was awful people-y.
yeah, I mean, still 300,000 people is nothing to...
A little crowded.
Yeah, and gas prices and stuff like that. People are going like, maybe we didn't travel as much, but it definitely wasn't the biggest one ever. But still, I know we're going like, it's only 300,000.
I mean, I noticed less people in general around this weekend.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people went out, like out of town, on vacation, things like that.
I know. Well, maybe because we were the only place that was open last year, and we weren't going anywhere. We were staying here, and people were coming here. This was our year to get away from us.
Yeah.
So I know because
it was nice. I'm not going to lie.
It wasn't bad. We're not saying it was bad.
Yeah.
I'm not mad about it.
Here's what's trending this morning with Woody and Jim on the river.
Brought to you by Mark Spain Real Estate. Of course, the supply chain shortages have been hitting everywhere. The latest supply chain shortage is sriracha hot sauce.
Oh, I heard that.
What?
It's gotten so bad that there's a Vietnamese restaurant in Los Angeles that is offering free entrees to anyone who will bring some in.
Oh, wow.
I guess they estimate they go through like 300 and something bottles of it every year.
That's an insane amount of sriracha.
Yeah, so they'll hook you up with free food if you just stop by the store and bring some sriracha.
I mean, that's not a bad deal.
No, it's not bad at all. Ricky, what you got?
So there's a new procedure happening that involves your bladder. It's a surgical trend to help you pee less because it's summertime and everybody's doing road trips and sometimes you get stuck in traffic and you don't want to pee on the side of the road.
Yes.
So you can actually inject Botox into your bladder.
No.
To make it so you don't have to pee as often.
You kind of freeze your bladder?
Essentially, yeah.
You paralyze your bladder?
Yeah, the urologists are saying that there's more and more people requesting this procedure.
No.
Yeah, it's a thing.
That's
I don't know
ridiculous.
why. I think it's insane. I'm like, I don't want you to mess with my bladder whatsoever.
No.
Leave it alone. It works, and that's cool with me.
Yeah. If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Yeah, like if I have to pee, that's a good thing. That's what it's supposed to do.
You're supposed to let it out.
People are boasting. I haven't peed in a month. Check me out.
It's messed up, but it's happening.
Wow.
Yeah.
Don't do that, you guys.
Jim.
Here's a trend we can get behind, though, okay? So over the weekend, a gazillion dollars made by The Rise of Gru, the new Minions movie. Started from TikTok. Gentle Minions.
Okay.
Guys are dressing up in formal wear and going to see the Minions movie dressed to the nines. It is fantastic.
Cute trend.
That's cute.
And yes, I mean, like they actually look like they're going to the most formal occasion ever.
Nice.
And they're just going to watch a Minions movie. I'm posting right now to our Woody and Jim Show Instagram a video of guys on TikTok dressing up and going to the movies.
It's almost all of them.
It's amazing.
That's all you got to do to get guys to dress up, ladies.
Yeah, there you go.
Right?
Take
Make
him to
it
the
a formal
Minions
occasion.
movie.
Right? Time to get rid of those flip-flop shorts and
Yeah.
T-shirts.
No
Yeah.
kidding. Of course, a weekend of one from one place that's air-conditioned to another place that was air-conditioned.
The run between air-conditioned places. That was the weekend.
Yeah. Of course, we watched Stranger Things because by law we had to do that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Loved the ending. I thought they did a great job.
Yeah.
Per usual.
Yeah.
Not surprised.
Yeah, a few surprises and a little sadness, and a lot of us weren't okay
I cried.
with it. Yeah, I cried a few times too.
It was
Yeah,
emotional.
It was. It really was. My girlfriend Melissa and I started watching it on Friday. We thought, okay, we'll back up and watch like the last two episodes of the first half,
Sure.
so we could kind of catch up that way. And then Lucas's little sister comes on. She's so sassy. And Melissa goes, she reminds me of a little girl from a TV show I used to watch when I was a kid. And so we started going down that rabbit hole of
watching old shows.
I was going like, oh, look, Good Times. What's happening?
Oh, wow.
Of course, it had something to do with the fact we had an edible right before we started watching.
That would explain so much.
Yeah.
Ricky, what was your weekend like?
Gummy made me do it.
I also
Gummy made
watched
me do it. Yeah.
Stranger Things.
Yeah.
Watched them both episodes in one night because I was like, I can't stop
Got to.
now.
Yeah.
After you watch the first one, you got to watch the second one. The second one's 2 hours and 30 minutes long, though. So that was my entire Friday night with Stranger Things. I had friends in town. So Saturday night, went out with my friends that came into town. And then I've been watching my friend's dog. So I spent a lot of time just cuddling a puppy because I miss having a puppy in my life.
That's cool.
Until last night. Last night I did not miss having a puppy in my life.
Fireworks and puppies.
What is up with that? Like 2:30 in the morning, fireworks are still going off? Come on. It's Monday nights.
Yeah.
This is ridiculous. Out of control. But she's a very cute dog and she's very sweet. So spending the week there taking care of the dog. But I spent a lot of time with her over the weekend.
Yeah, I gave my dogs cheesy Benadryl before the fireworks. So we all slept. Jim.
It was a great weekend at Stranger Things. And then Sunday was nothing but sweat and feeling like garbage. First of all, went and played hockey in the cold of Ford Ice Center, right?
Oh,
which was
wow.
great,
Yeah.
but also like super sweaty. So took a shower, felt better, and then went to the Nashville SC game.
Right.
Oh.
Which 5 minutes outside at the game, I'm like, why did I take a shower?
Yep.
I am exactly the way I was.
Pointless.
Yeah.
It's just unbearable.
It was a great time. They ended up tying after blowing a lead, which kind of ticked me off. But it was a great time, and then I had to shower again. And then just every time I went outside for like anything, I had to come back in and take a shower.
Yeah, it was that kind of weekend. It was just hot all the time.
And then yesterday we celebrated our country's independence from England by watching the Great British Baking Show.
Nice.
Zach is out today, and Ricky's got your celebrity stuff brought to you by California Closets Nashville.
The sweetest story I've read in a really long time, and it's about Miles Teller's grandma. So Miles Teller, you probably know who he is if you watch Top Gun Maverick.
Right.
He's in plenty of other things, but this is the biggest movie I think he's been in thus far.
Oh, sure.
He's Goose Jr.
Yes. And he was fantastic.
He's really good, yeah.
Yeah, so he is really taken off, and his grandma is his biggest fan. She went on a Twitter rant where she said that they're looking for somebody to replace 007, and she thinks that he's a perfect fit. She said, I think my grandson, Miles Teller, has proven he has everything they're looking for. Talent, looks, strength, worldwide appeal, and oh so cool. How cute is that?
Thanks, Mama.
How cute is that? Oh, it makes me so happy. Right? And I went on her Twitter, all of her tweets are about him and how amazing he is.
Oh, wow.
Or how much she loves being a grandma, and I just want to take her and put her in my pocket and keep her forever.
That is fantastic.
So sweet. I'm on board with this, so I'm with Grandma
He would
Teller.
make a good James Bond, I think. Yeah.
I think so too.
Yeah.
It'd be really interesting. I think he's definitely worthy of the conversation.
Yeah. So fingers crossed. We'll see if Grandma gets him in.
Now, Ricky, you're talking about something that went crazy on TikTok.
Oh my gosh, yes. This man who has to be the drunkest man I've ever seen at a wedding. Yes.
That's saying something.
Yeah,
It's saying a lot. He actually lit the place on fire.
Oh.
Because he was so drunk and he was dancing with sparklers.
Wow. Oh, nice.
dancing with sparklers. Always a great idea.
What a celebration.
Especially with alcohol.
Okay, so we want to know, what's the weirdest thing you've ever seen at a wedding by somebody who's so drunk?
so drunk.
Yeah.
I have, probably half a dozen stories of people that were way too drunk and did something way too stupid at a wedding.
Like this dumb? Like lighting something on fire?
Not that bad.
Right.
Okay.
Where the consequences weren't that bad.
I still want to hear them, but I want to know if somebody can top that. I'm also going to post the video on our Instagram page at 1075 The River on the stories. You can watch how ridiculous this is.
I actually
he
have a
actually
story.
tried to put it out, too, after he lit it on
great.
fire.
What did he put it out with?
His arm.
Oh.
I've got one about a mom, and it wasn't exactly drunk. Let's just say she was, I don't know, out of it.
Okay.
So my friend's mom was divorced and getting remarried. So we went to the wedding, And apparently, back in the part of the church where she was getting ready, she told everybody she was super nervous and didn't know if she could do it, right? So somebody said, well, why don't you take like a muscle relaxer?
Yeah, not a good idea.
Which is pretty much how every hangover movie starts.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
And we don't know how many she took, but, she got to the point where she was going to be walked up the aisle by her son, and he couldn't keep her upright. Her legs and
They're Jell-O
muscles
at
had
that
turned
point.
to Jell-O.
Yeah.
Yeah. So somebody else in the wedding party had to like get on the other side of her.
Oh, and drag her like she's been injured in combat.
They dragged her like a toddler being pulled out of like the ball pit at McDonald's up to the altar.
Oh my God.
It was amazing.
How do you save face there? There's no way.
She didn't care.
Unless you
at that point, she didn't care. She was like,
she had to have so many regrets the next day, though.
Unless the groom yells out, "Who stole my mom's wheelchair?"
Oh my God, that would be horrible.
Luckily, she's one of these women who has just like this immense sense of humor, especially about herself.
So she can laugh
just
at it
laughed
now.
about it.
Yeah.
But,
I guess that's really all you can do.
Yeah.
It's either regret it and cry about it the next day or just be like, well, that happened.
yeah. As she's dragged like the little red carpet they roll out
Oh,
like,
yeah,
down the aisle,
yeah.
was just getting like bunched up.
Oh,
and dragged
her feet are dragging on it.
That was
Wow.
awesome.
Anything you'd like to share, 615-737-9107. You can also push the little microphone and send us a talkback on the iHeartRadio app.
Yeah,
if you're listening there.
And coming up, Woody's promised he's going to tell us about how he was the most drunk
yes.
idiot at
I
a
was
wedding.
the idiot.
I can't wait for this one.
And it cost a lot of money.
Oh, no.
At a time when I didn't have any money. Tell you about it coming up. Woody and Jim in the morning, 107.5 The River. He was tuning in talking about being so drunk at a wedding that this happened. We'd love to hear from you. When I was 18, my stepbrother Steve got married, and I was one of the groomsmen. And, of course, we were all wearing delightful powder blue tuxedos.
Oh, nice.
You know, picture Stranger Things prom.
Very fashionable.
I want that picture.
I was 18 and, of course, not real familiar with alcohol. So they started drinking champagne and drinking it and drinking it and drinking it. And I found one of the bridesmaids, and we started dancing on this little makeshift wooden stage they had in somebody's backyard.
Okay.
And apparently we were dipping, trying to do very difficult dance moves, and kept falling down. Okay. And so I got a call a day and a half later from the tuxedo rental place and said, we're going to have to charge you for your pants because they're meant for formal occasions, not playing football. Apparently, I had so many knee scrapes from hitting this wooden deck over and over. Not to mention all the bruises. Did you just
bleed all over the inside?
No, they were all just scuffed up and everything. They couldn't repair it.
There were no knees in the
I didn't know
tuxedo
just
pants.
how hard you hit. I thought maybe you were bleeding, too.
No, I don't think I was bleeding. It's definitely in the realm of possibilities, though.
So that was probably like 2 weeks salary. Whatever you were doing then, right?
Because I had my first job as a door greeter at Walmart or at Kmart at the time. Kmart.
Wow.
Nostalgia.
I know. Good times. No, you guys have a couple of them we're going to share coming up in a minute.
Yeah.
I got one about a groom who was way too drunk at his own wedding.
And I
had to yell at him.
Where they had to hide the knives. Hide the knives was what they yelled.
Nervous for that one.
I love a theme wedding.
Hide the knives.
So the one I was at was where the groom drank too much prior to the actual wedding, before the ceremony even started.
A little liquid courage. Okay.
Him and all of his groomsmen drank way too much. And one of his dumb groomsmen tried to put the boutonniere on him, his little flower, and poked him straight in the chest and must have hit him so hard because he was bleeding, right? He didn't even realize that he was bleeding, nor care.
Right.
Until he got there, and I got there late because I'm late to everything.
Yes.
So I got there as he was getting there. I walk up to him. I go to give him a hug. I see that his entire shirt that's supposed to be white is now half blood, so it's half red.
So it looks like he's been in a war movie.
Yep. and they're obliterated. Like, there's nobody home. And I'm like, oh my God, what do I do right now? So I start yelling. I'm like, okay, what size are you? And he's like, medium and like this length for the neck, whatever. And I was like, okay. So I'm going to each of the groomsmen and I'm like, who has these measurements? You need to switch your shirt with him. Otherwise, like, this is ridiculous. I'm not letting him walk up there with blood all over his shirt to say I do to a woman he's supposed to be married to for the rest of his life.
He went to the prom with Carrie.
Yeah. And then his one groomsman who was the same size was so upset that he had to switch shirts. But I was like, if you don't switch your shirt right now, I am going to rage a rage that you have never seen before in your life. And he finally switched his shirt with him. And she had no idea that he actually did that. So it all worked out very well.
Oh, you are the hero.
Yes, I am the wedding hero, despite the fact that I hate them.
Not all heroes wear wedding attire. I was at a wedding which, thank God, did not end in bloodshed.
Okay.
But it almost did.
It sounds like it almost did.
It almost did. So for years, like when I was in college, I paid my bills by being a wedding DJ. And I was at this wedding, and I'm not making any generalizations, but it was a wedding of 2 Italian families.
Right.
Okay. Heavily Italian.
Yep. I'm sure it was quite a large wedding then.
It was a big wedding. It was an expensive wedding.
Everybody's named Petey and Polly.
Yeah. And everybody's had stuff to drink. And they have that little table where if you come in with a gift or a card, you set it on that table.
Yeah.
Right? For the couple. And so apparently somebody in the groom's family, after everybody had gotten there, realized, okay, well, we shouldn't leave this stuff out. We should gather this up for the couple and have it ready for them when they want to look through it. And so they left with it and brought it to like their room, the couple's room.
Okay.
All right. But nobody told the couple, and the couple said, hey, somebody just
who stole all the gifts?
Somebody from so-and-so's family just took off with all the gifts.
Poor planning.
And the father of the bride was so enraged and yelling and screaming and running around and super drunk that the staff at the wedding, place was yelling, hide the knives. Hide the knives. Because they thought he was literally going to stab someone until they finally were able to calm him down and figure out that somebody had just put them away.
That was bad planning, though, on their part. They should have told
They should
someone.
At least told, hey, you guys, we're taking this to a safe place.
Right.
Yeah.
Putting it in the suite, like the bridal suite. Don't worry about it.
Yeah. But then where the good story would, where would the story be?
I know.
Right.
It'd just be a bland, run-of-the-mill wedding then. Yeah. Woody and Jim in the morning, 107.5 The River, our final River on the Rooftop, presented by Journeys on top of Jason Aldean's, happens a week from tonight. With Kane Brown, Knightley, and Benson Boone, you can be a VIP. That means no lines, no waiting. You get right in up close.
The best seats in the house, even though there are no seats.
Yeah. 615-737-9107 will hook you up. Of course, the questions you were getting over the weekend were, did you watch Stranger Things? And number 2, are you okay?
Final 2
Answer
episodes
is yes and no.
came out for this season.
Yeah, with no spoilers, but,
It was amazing. And they were like 2 movies.
They were.
Yeah, they were really long.
They did a really nice job with it.
I cried.
Yeah, I did. I cried a couple times.
Yeah, it was amazing.
I also got really mad at one point, too. I almost wanted to toss my entire TV out of the window.
But you can only do that when you care.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. I know. It was a great season, and they ended it so well. Next season is the last one.
Yeah, they already planned that that's going to be the last one, right?
I hate thinking about that, but it'll be a while because it takes a while to make these things. Did you guys hear about the complaints that Millie Bobby Brown and Noah Schnapp, who plays Will Byers, said?
No.
This is pretty funny because they were doing an interview together, and they said that they needed more people killed off.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
People. They
Really?
needed more people killed off. They said they needed just one massive massacre scene. Millie Bobby Brown said, that's what I'm saying. The Duffer Brothers are 2 sensitive Sallys that don't want to kill anyone off. We need to be a Game of Thrones. We need to have a mindset of Game of Thrones.
Wow.
Apparently, she said they were trying to take a group picture, and there was like 50 of us, she said. I was like, start killing us off.
You get
This
so
set
emotionally
is too-
attached to them, though.
It's
I
too
know.
people-y here. Let's get rid of some of them.
I don't want anyone to die.
They have the
know.
opposite view.
Yeah.
Millie Bobby Brown said, they tried killing, Hopper off, and they brought him back. It's ridiculous. She says,
Well,
kill me.
Next,
Oh, my God.
next season is supposed to be a time travel season.
Right,
And so
yeah,
they could bring everybody back.
You're saying, so not only could people
Yeah,
not be dead,
yeah.
they could have a bigger cast.
Yeah.
Like anybody who died in previous years
Right.
returns.
That would actually be kind of funny if they did the opposite of what they wanted. And they were
Yeah.
like, oh, you thought 50 was a lot. Just wait.
We're going to cast down to 750 people. And they're all beloved.
Yeah, and each episode is going to be 6 hours long.
It's time for men and women to answer questions for gender wars.
All right, ready to play this game. For the guys in the audience, we have Brandon in Hendersonville. Hello, Brandon.
Morning, everyone.
Good
there.
morning. For the ladies, we have Molly in Dixon County. Hello, Molly.
Hi, good morning.
Hello.
Welcome. All right, let's do a get acquainted question inspired by Stephen King, who last week, the king of horror, said that the only movie he's ever walked out on in the middle of the movie was Transformers. He couldn't take it anymore. So I want to know,
That's great.
Molly, is there ever a movie you've walked out on?
So there is not, but there is one show on Netflix that I started that everybody raved about, but I just could not finish.
Uh-huh.
Which
I'm
one?
nervous.
What was it?
So it was Ozark. So you know
Ozark.
Ozark.
Okay.
Well, what did it make you uncomfortable? The tension?
No, honestly, I love the tension in most movies, but I couldn't catch on. I just couldn't get into it like everybody else.
I get that. It took me 2 tries.
Yeah.
It happens,
Yeah,
totally.
It's
Okay,
just not good. Yeah.
let's check with Brandon. Is there ever a movie you've walked out on?
There is. It was a while ago, but it was the first Born Supremacy with Matt Damon. I thought
Oh,
it was
really?
gonna be good. And I just couldn't get into it, and I was tired. I was like, I ain't just going to sit here and watch it. I'm going to
Life's too short.
It was so terrible you walked out on the movie and it was being shown on a plane.
All right, you each have a screw you can use in the contest. If you use it, you get to give your question to your opponent. If they get it wrong, you get a point for knowing nothing. If they get it right, they steal your point.
Here we go, Molly, multiple choice. Does a bottle of Armor All protectant have a horse, a Viking, or a race car on the label?
A horse.
No.
No.
It's a Viking.
All right, Brandon, let's see if you can get this one. Is Travis Barker's daughter named Georgia, Alabama, or Carolina?
Let's go Georgia.
It's Alabama.
Alabama.
Yeah.
Okay, tough
Okay.
start.
Still 0-0. It's a tie game.
Molly, Adam Sandler plays Bobby Boucher in what classic guy movie?
Oh,
That movie with the
I
stuff.
don't know. That's my boy.
No, but that is certainly a movie to walk out on. That was horrible. Waterboy is what we were looking for.
You had the boy part right.
Yes.
That's all right. Still 0-0.
All right, Brandon, you have a bag of pink ladies. What are those?
Candy.
Nope,
Not
they're
really.
apples.
Apples. All right. Will we have the perfect no answers correct game?
We're hurtling our way towards it.
Molly, what do they call the tool that helps you find a stud in a wall?
Oh, I knew this one. Stud finder?
Yes! Oh my
Stud
gosh,
finder.
Molly. We all sat here so tense.
It was like we were watching Ozark.
All of us are so tense. I'm so happy you got that.
All right, Brandon, you have a chance to tie it up here, or Molly runs away with it.
How many Pitch Perfect movies did they make?
2.
It was 3.
Yeah, they made
Yeah.
three.
They should
For
have
whatever
just made
reason.
two.
Yeah,
Yeah,
should have
yeah.
stopped at 2. Because they're both great movies.
Yeah.
I don't know why they did a 3.
There's the third one.
It was the
just a
quest for
cry.
more money. Yeah, exactly. Hey, that means that you are the winner, Molly.
Congratulations.
Woody and Jim in the morning, 107.5 The River. Now, Jim, you and your wife like to take interesting, out of the ordinary vacations, and you guys went to Iceland. Pretty cool.
We like to go in the summer to some place that is not hot.
Right.
So, like, going to Bermuda is not going to happen.
Right.
So we went to the coldest place we could think of that was able to get to. We went to Iceland.
Uh-huh.
And it was fantastic. Every day, like, the temperatures were always between like 40 and 55 degrees.
Oh, that would be awesome.
It was so refreshing.
I bet.
And Ricky's been there before.
Yes.
So she can attest to this. Everybody told us this, and they weren't wrong, which is the place is like going to another planet. 1 minute, or you could just turn and spin in place, and in one direction you see a glacier, another direction you see a volcanic mountain, another direction you see the ocean,
a waterfall
that is like 200 feet high. Yeah, it's just incredible. And we had a great time. We drove a car. We rented a car, and we drove the coast of like maybe the bottom third of Iceland along the coast. And we actually we agreed on this. That when you drive around a mountain along the coast, and then you'd have like a whole new view, like at the end of one day, we were just saying, I'm really tired of every time we go around one of those mountains and see like a new, vista of saying, holy bleep, that's amazing. Like, I got tired of saying, holy bleep,
it truly
that's
is
amazing.
Gorgeous. Like, it's unreal.
One of the fun parts of it was, everybody speaks Icelandic and English very well. Everyone there.
Some of them will even speak up to like 5 languages.
Yes.
Most people I met spoke 5 to 6.
Yeah. Incredible.
Just proving that they're so much better than us.
Yes.
Yeah.
Quite literally, yes.
Oh, yes.
One of the most fun things we did was while we were driving in this car, we just drove all over the country, is we were listening to the local radio.
Yeah.
Right? And there's only one station you can get on the entire continent of, I don't know if Iceland's a continent, but the entire country. And it's like Radio Iceland. And they have transmitters all over the country, so you never lose the signal.
Yeah.
And it was the most amazing radio listening I've ever had because, 1 minute they're playing Iron Maiden. The next song is Dolly Parton's Jolene.
Yep.
The next song, it's Lizzo, About Damn Time.
That's what it's like in Australia, too. It's crazy.
Yeah.
They're probably saying, well, you can't listen to anything else, so we'll just play what we want to do.
They just play everything.
Yeah.
Old, new.
Yeah.
And so I have this is just a little clip of them coming out of kind of a classic rock song.
Dave Alvin heitir hann þessi. Highway 61 eftir Bob Dylan. Það har aldrei verið spilað áður. Og kannski verður þetta aldrei spilað.
So they're speaking Icelandic, but the only thing you can understand is when they name an artist or a song.
Yes.
So you'd be hearing like, Lizzo and Harry Styles. And then we heard the weirdest song ever, and this is where I'll end it, because my wife, she recorded this while I was driving, and while we're driving past these like gigantic volcanic mountains, this song, sung in Swedish, is a really old song, but you may recognize it, and if you don't, it's still ridiculous. Listen to this.
Oh.
Rockin' Robin?
Yeah. It's funny, though, because it's like, you know what it is. You know what song it is, even though you don't know the lyrics to what they're saying.
Yeah.
A single word, yeah. It's like... Amazing.
Here's what's trending this morning with Woody and Jim on the River.
Brought to you by Mark Spain Real Estate. In Knoxville, the fire department had to rescue a kitten. Not a big story, except the kitten was caught and trapped inside a Pepsi vending machine outside of a Walmart. I guess a girl who works at Walmart was taking a break and sitting in her car, and she could hear, meow.
Tiny meows.
Frantic meows.
From the Coke machine.
Yeah, and so they realized that it was inside a Pepsi machine.
Okay.
And I guess they called the fire department, and they had to disassemble part of it, but got the little kitten out, and they named the kitten Pepsi, obviously.
Yes, makes sense.
And,
as one does.
And the girl who found the cat is adopting her. So,
yay!
That's good.
I posted a picture if you want to check it out at Radio Woody on Instagram. Other than that, I guess how many quarters would it take to get this?
Oh, darn.
Oh, it's another Mountain Dew. I wanted a kitten. Ricky, what you got?
So there's an entire town under quarantine right now after they found massive snails.
Snails?
Yes, massive snails, but they carry meningitis.
Oh, gosh.
Oh, wow. That's serious.
So this town in Florida, nobody's allowed to do anything outside because a master gardener found a giant African land snail. Giant, as in they are quite large, and they can carry meningitis, so they can carry it and pass it along to livestock and humans.
Oh my God, that's awful.
Deadly,
Yeah, they're 8 inches in length and 5 inches in diameter, so they're quite large
They're
snails.
monster snails.
God.
Yeah.
Florida just gets more dangerous.
Yeah, I don't know when they're going to be out of quarantine, but right now they're you can't do anything until we can eradicate them.
Yeah.
Apparently, it started on Wednesday. And I guess they're going to be allowed to be out because it takes up to 3 years to kill them all off.
Oh my God.
But they just have to be very careful of these snails.
So we were all worried about murder hornets. Florida says, hold my beer.
Right?
Yes,
Oh my
exactly.
gosh, that's awful.
Really crazy. Jim?
So there's this guy who works at a meat plant in Chile, right? And he, it's a moderately paying working Joe kind of job.
Yeah.
And so he doesn't get paid a ton, but one day he went to check out his paycheck, and it was 333 times the size it normally is.
Whoa.
So they paid him a lot.
That is
of
my
money,
dream.
Yeah.
right? And so he noticed it. I guess he felt bad about it, and he contacted work, and Human Resources said, all right, well, go to the bank and give the money back. And he said, okay, I'll do it tomorrow.
Uh-huh.
He hasn't been seen since.
Oh, I was going to say.
I mean, yeah, duh.
I mean, if you don't flee the country.
Yeah, I'd be out of there so fast.
Oh, yeah.
He,
Oopsie.
He sent a letter of
You guys would
resignation.
never see me again. There'd be no words spoken. I love you very much, but you'd never see me again.
Peace out.
Either
right.
Ricky was murdered or she accidentally got paid too much. We're not
Yes.
sure why she's gone.
Watch your Instagram. You live in the high life.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's so funny. Yeah, his lawyer sent his letter of resignation. Never been seen since.
107.5 The River with Woody and Jim in the morning. So many interesting things happening in the world. Most of them terrible. We don't like to talk about those.
Right. But we like to play a game sometimes when something weird happens. Is it somebody from Florida? Because Florida man memes have been a thing for decades. Or is it now sometimes a Tennessee man?
Because we have a lot in common.
Yeah. It's more and more
Unfortunately.
often. So
A lack of brains and
I'm
teeth.
going to tell you about a story that happened in Florida.
Okay.
But I want everyone to guess whether it was a Tennessee man that did it or a Florida man.
Ooh, a migrating Tennessee man?
so it's a
Okay.
little
All right.
shift, if you will allow
Okay.
me some creative control on this one.
We'll let you this time.
Okay. This one happened at Disney. Okay. A man was arrested for stealing a whole bunch of stuff, including
At Disney World.
a $10,000 statue of R2-D2 from the Star Wars section of the park.
I know this, so I'm not going to guess this
Okay.
one. This
She's
time I'm not
recusing
going to guess.
herself?
Yes. I know
Okay.
what the answer is.
All right.
That must have been
Insane.
hard to steal and to conceal.
You would think.
It's
One-
like a life-size like
One
R2-D2.
would imagine. Yes, it was.
Wow, okay.
It was worth $10,000.
Yes.
Okay. Now, the person who's either from Tennessee or from Florida
Okay.
had a reason why he told the cops he stole this stuff. Mm-hmm. Okay. His unpredictable reason was he had an application to work at Disney World as a security guard, and he wanted to locate gaps in their security.
Oh, so he was trying to demonstrate how poor their security
he was testing the system.
worked.
If he could steal it, anybody could, but you need me to bolster security.
Yes. He
Excellent.
said, look at me.
Excellent plan.
I know where the holes are.
I mean, it technically worked.
I mean, he did do
He
it,
did prove
But
that
they-
there are gaps in their security.
but they did catch him. Okay.
And it's unlikely he'll probably get the job.
Yeah.
So this man, I'll even give you the man's name.
Okay.
His name is David Proudfoot.
Oh, I love that name.
Okay, so the accused, David Proudfoot, who stole a $10,000 statue of R2-D2 from Disney World to supposedly test the security because he wanted to be a security guard. Was this man trying to get a job at Disney World? Did he apply from Tennessee because he's a Tennessee guy? Or was he a Florida man?
Okay, so now you're recusing yourself.
Yes, because
right?
I read this story this morning, so I know.
If anybody wants to text us 64895, put WJ in the message so it gets to us, standard message data rate supply, and put Florida or Tennessee.
Yeah, we'd love to hear. I'll give you the results coming up. But Woody, I just want to get your thoughts. What are you leaning towards?
I'm leaning toward Florida. His name was what?
David Proudfoot.
I'm thinking he might be part of the Seminole Indians tribe with a name like that.
Okay.
Proudfoot,
there's a theory.
I thought an Indian tribe as well.
I am 14% Native American, so I can speak from
You
experience.
would know.
You would know.
Yeah. On a side note, every time someone litters, I have 14% of a tear that runs down one eye.
I have no words for you right now.
And you're right to not.
And that's the appropriate response.
You're right. You are right not to encourage me.
It deserves no words.
We also had a text saying, I think it's Florida man. Tennessee isn't sneaky enough to hide a statue. I don't know. There's plenty of sneaky people around here.
I think people
Most of them
pretty
work at the state
sneaky.
capitol, but
Yeah. I don't know. That's kind of a dig. We're not smart enough.
yeah.
But the answer is
Dun dun dun.
he lives in Florida. He's a Florida man.
Ah, Florida man. Florida man never lets us down.
Yes. Thanks for coming through.
Woody and Jim in the morning on 107.5 The River.
What's making us happy this morning?
Well, sometimes, something bad happens, but then it brings out the best in others. So there was this kid in Colorado who's 12 years old, and as soon as he got in the car at the last day of school a couple weeks ago, his mother knew something was wrong, and he had his yearbook in his hand, and he said he had asked pretty much everybody he could if they would sign his yearbook, and only 2 teachers and 2 students would sign it.
That's sad.
And so she went on Facebook and she kind of told the story of what was going on. Word got out to kids at school, and a group of upperclassmen, seniors, decided, hey, we have to take this kid on as our own. And so they made sure that they all went over to sign his book and got a ton of people to sign his book. They exchanged phone numbers so that they could be friends, and they would have, contact over the summer.
Oh, very cool.
Aww.
And then Paul Rudd,
love Paul Rudd.
better known as Ant-Man, heard about this story and sent him a letter and an autographed Ant-Man helmet.
Oh, sweet.
And he said, it's important to remember that even when life is tough, that things get better. There are so many people that love you and think you're the coolest kid there is, me being one of them.
Wow.
I can't wait to see all the amazing things you're going to accomplish.
Wow.
Paul
I have
Rudd.
goosebumps.
That's the most
I
Paul
love
Rudd
him.
thing ever.
I know.
That is amazing.
And how about those seniors, too, who say,
Yeah.
hey,
Yes,
this
absolutely.
kid
Yeah.
needs a friend. We're going
Yeah.
to make it
Especially in
happen.
high school, it's hard to kind of, make
hard
the
to make
better
friends,
choices and
Yeah.
to do things like that sometimes. So it's great that they all did
That's
that for
awesome.
him.
It's a good thing if you see somebody sitting alone in the lunchroom, go sit with them.
Yeah.
See what their story is, because you never know. Yeah.
That's what's making us happy this morning with Woody and Jim on 107.5 The River.
Thanks for listening to and recommending the Woody and Jim Show podcast. Listen to Woody and Jim in real time every weekday morning on 107.5 The River, Nashville, or live on the iHeartRadio app.